All right, so exciting week for us. We're back into the work week, our normal rhythm. You know, we got the extra practice last week, the extra practice on Monday. Players had off yesterday, so now we're ready to roll. So again, good divisional game at home. Guys are excited. It's a team we've played once before. They're having a great season right now. They're doing some good things, and so our guys are really excited for the challenge and a great opportunity here to start the second half of the season the right way. So our guys' approach so far today, the installs have been good, and get a chance to get out on the field. I know the weather's turning a little bit. It's exciting. It's fun. That's life in the AFC North here. So with that, I'll take some questions.
What are your expectations for A.J. Green this week, and do you think he will play on Sunday?
I do think he'll play on Sunday. He's been making great progress this week. He's kind of Wednesday was a good day. Monday was a good day. Now he's getting back in the fold, and we'll have a good plan in place for him on Sunday.
What are your expectations for Cordy?
Keep taking it day to day for practice. Today's another practice, and we'll see where we go. And still haven't really gotten through a padded practice yet, so that'll be important tomorrow.
Who would likely be your left tackle?
Be between John Miller and Andre Smith is back.
John Jerry, you mean?
John Jerry. Sorry. Yeah, we got a lot of Johns on the team.
John Miller, you expect to be back as well?
I'm trying to throw John Miller over there at left tackle now. Keep you guys on your toes. Yeah, John Miller will be back at right guard.
Has been banged up all year and fighting that hamstring. I mean, and that's you guys. He's came back and then he sort of re-aggravated it. Does this almost feel like opening day for him a little bit this weekend?
It does feel like it's been a while for him, and you forget we had a 2-minute drill last week and he had a sack, and it's kind of who was that guy? It's been a while, so it's good. That's when the bye week came at the right time for us. We got a chance, guys like that who'd been trying to fight through some injuries and missing a game or two, then come back and kind of retweaking things. It came at the right time for us, where a lot of those guys that were fighting some stuff week to week are now healthy. They got a chance to kind of get fresh, rehab all the stuff they need to rehab, and now we get guys like him back in the fold, and they feel pretty good.
I know before the season we talked a lot about the depth of pass rush that
Yeah.
you guys can have, and how much you feel like you've missed that in not just injuries, but some guys that haven't stepped up as much as you'd hope.
Well, certainly, I think the injuries play a part in that up front. And it hurts your depth, and so now guys are playing more snaps, and we're playing a bunch of quarterbacks that like to run, and so it's, these plays feel like they go on forever, and it really affects your defensive line, and so it's good to get as many bodies back as we can, and get those guys to get the most out of the snaps that they play.
Does it help Ryan Finley to have so many guys on the coaching staff that play the quarterback position, yourself, coordinator, position coach, Andy Dalton, obviously, not only for information as preparing, but for his first start? Everybody remembers their first start as a quarterback at whatever level. Having all these guys around him in support of that, do you think that will be helpful?
It certainly doesn't hurt. He's asked the right question. He's got great experience. He's spent, I think, 10 years in college, So he's a mature rookie. His approach has been really good. He's always prepared like he's one snap away, like any guy who's been a backup quarterback, you would expect him to approach it, so he's I think the bye week came at the right time for him. He got a chance to do some extra work during the bye week on his own, and now he's focused and ready to go, understands the plan and the intent of everything we're trying to do, and excited to watch him play.
How different does it look out there with A.J. Green, even in practice?
It's good. Just seeing him walk back out there and get in the huddle it's got a little bit of a different feel to it. So I'm excited for him. He's been through a lot of adversity these last 12 months, really, with the injuries, and so now for him a chance to get back in a game, and I know that's important for him. It's important for the team. So we're excited to get him back out there.
With a rookie quarterback, do you feel it's even more important to establish the run?
Sure. I think, that's we work through it every single week, trying to find the best plan for the run game, right personnel groupings to give ourselves the best chance. And, so, again, we keep challenging those guys that we got to be on point. It takes all 11 to be efficient in the run game. And, I thought we finished the last game there the right way, and we got to continue to build off that going forward.
Ryan had kind of a rough start when he got here, rookie camp, OTAs, and then you look at what he did in the preseason, played so well. Was there a moment where you saw it kind of click in and things turn for him?
I think the expectations for a rookie quarterback in the offseason are not sky high. That there's going to be a learning curve just going from college to the NFL, regardless of what system you played in. And so there was never any panic on our end. It was always things that we could see, okay, well, he's seen it for the first time, and then you get a chance to really strap the pads on in training camp and go compete, and that's really where he's at his best. He gets a chance to extend plays. He sees the field really well. He's got a good feel in the pocket. He gets the ball to where it needs to be. Sometimes you call some play actions, and he checks it down for a 10-yard gain, and So he's got a great feel, and that comes from all the game experience that he's had over the course of his college career, and he's had some great coaches in his past, and so that's all stuff that factors into, okay, we think he's ready to play, and let's see what he can do on Sunday.
Had Andy's mechanics suffered based on what was taking place around him? I mean, was he a different guy in terms of mechanics from what you saw, Andy Dalton at his best, to where it was maybe a little bit more of a struggle for him?
I think Andy competed his tail off and did what he could do to try to help us win the games and be efficient in the pass game. We're right there on the top 10 fringe of passing game, and that was big. Andy did a great job in that regard, and so we got to continue to build on that with Ryan. And again, we're getting healthier at receiver as well, and guys are getting fresh. We got some more linemen back, and so we expect this offense to keep trending in the right direction.
How well was AJ cutting on that ankle on Monday?
AJ has gotten better every single day I've seen him.
Have you been pleased with what he's been able to cut on that ankle?
Yeah, I think he's been making great progress, and I don't want to get too specific, but I think he's starting to feel really confident, and we're feeling confident now that he's out there.
Just the silver lining in any situation like AJ's situation is others get more of an opportunity than the expectation was by them, by you, by everybody, and a lot of them seem to step up and have kind of developed into different roles, and now your depth is different, isn't it?
That's exactly right. Because of injuries, we've had to develop that depth. Guys that probably didn't think they were getting an opportunity, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, they got it. They showed well. And now the snaps drop a little bit for everybody, which is a good thing, because now when you're playing, 20 to 30 snaps as opposed to 50 to 60 snaps, you get a chance to be fresh and run and make the DBs feel your presence a little bit. And, because sometimes when you play 50, 60 snaps, your technique wavers a little bit at the end of the games because you start to get tired, and you kind of lose track of the things that you're being coached to do, some of the details of the technique. And so now it's a good thing to have depth there at that position.
Ryan's head, no doubt, is going to be swimming Sunday. Does he have free reign or a green light to change out of plays, or does he have to? Because you can't really limit a guy like that.
Sure. I mean, we always have our checks, and we always have the things that he's has alerts for. That doesn't change regardless of who the quarterback is. And we wouldn't be rolling him out there if we didn't have confidence that he was able to handle the things that we ask our quarterback to do in our offense and the things that the defense is going to throw at you. So he's a smart guy. He's playing for a reason, and we'll see what he can do.
Do you have to adjust your play calling to having a rookie out there? Did you have to adjust and see his situation and say, well, I would have called this with Andy, but I can't?
No, I think you try to play to the strength of any quarterback you have and the strength of your offense. And our number one objective is trying to put ourselves in a position to go win this game. And so that's the number one thing you do. How do we attack this defense and challenge them and present problems for them where we can be explosive and score points? But then obviously you factor in what your receivers do, your quarterback. I mean, it's all the same. You factor into the guys that are on the field. What do they do best, and how do we fit that into the plan to beat Baltimore?
You mentioned earlier in the week that you were impressed with the questions that Ryan Finley was asking. The fact that he was asking these, detailed, kind of advanced level questions, does that increase your feeling that he's ready to go?
Yeah, I think he's got great awareness. He knows what he knows, and isn't afraid to ask questions about things he doesn't know. And a story I've always told guys I've coached is don't be afraid to ask a question just because you're a little nervous. You think it's a stupid question. I should know this. I go back to I transferred 3 times in college. I went to Wake and junior college in Nebraska, and I remember I was a starting quarterback in Nebraska, and I'd stretch every day, and our defensive backs coach would always say, hey, this team a big fire zone team. And I would just lie my tail, yeah, a little bit. I didn't know what a fire zone was, but I just would kind of, a little bit, 10, a little bit. But I was always afraid to ask, what does that even mean? Because I felt the expectation was you're supposed to know. And sometimes you just miss that level, and somewhere along the lines you missed it. And I think that's what's been good to see from Ryan is hold on, what does that mean? You keep saying that. What does that mean? And that's good. That means that he's not afraid to ask that question, and it helps us better deliver the intent of what we're doing when our communication is crisp and we're all on the same page. And so that's good to see.
When you transfer as a quarterback in college, is that kind of like a bet on yourself that you think you're good enough to play at the next level? Is that kind of what that is when you say that?
Not for me. I wasn't good enough to play where I was playing. No, I think it's all different reasons for different guys.
You played a lot less 11 against LA, a lot more 2 tight end sets. Do you see that being a trend for you moving forward? And why did you
do that against LA?
Well, it's always based on the matchup that we're going to face. How are they when they're in the base defense? What do they play when you're in 12? What do they play when you're in 13? It all ties in together by opponent. You know, they played a lot of dime to our 12 against LA. So they put 40 linemen, a linebacker, and a bunch of DBs on the field. And so we felt like we could find success, you know, in 12 personnel. And so we approached Baltimore the same way. We try to look at their different personnel groupings and where our advantage is at and how should we play this game to score the most points possible.
If your first start as an NFL quarterback were with Andy Dalton as a support person, Alex as your position coach, would you feel pretty good about it?
I would. I mean, I've got a lot of faith in our coaching staff. That's why they're here, because I've got tremendous respect for them. I hadn't worked with a lot of these guys. I'd just known of them, and that's why they're here. And so I think it's comforting for any quarterback on this team to kind of know the backgrounds of all of the guys that are helping them through it. And so we'll see where it goes.
Talk about facing Lamar Jackson for a second time.
He's talented. You know, he's having an MVP caliber year. He's playing with a lot of confidence. The whole team is really coming off 2 big wins, one on the road at Seattle and one at New England. And obviously they got the win over us 3 weeks ago as well. So they present a tough challenge. Our guys are up for the opportunity. There's no doubt about it. You know, what divisional game at home after the bye, we're coming back healthy. You know, so our guys are really excited. This is a great way to start the second half of the season.
Instead of sometimes watching a guy on tape is one thing, and then you have firsthand experience, like, damn, he's even faster or quicker than I thought he was. Having experienced that, do you think it's a benefit or is it a non-factor?
You'd like to think so, and that's, you know, you look at the starts of their games, they get on people quick. You know, they had a 17-0 lead on New England, they had a 17-7 lead on us, and they got up on Seattle pretty quick as well. So they've started fast. That's been kind of their trademark so far in this last couple of games particularly. So that's important for our guys to come out and approach it the right way and you know, to be ready for that, because that's what they've really hung their hat on lately.
Is getting ready for this offense similar to in the college ranks? You have to get ready for Army, Navy, Air Force, and their option game. Here in the NFL, Jackson and the Ravens doing something nobody else is doing. Is it almost like that? You have to go back to different. I mean, it's hard to simulate, and nobody can simulate Jackson, and it's hard to simulate, you know, the offense they're running. It's tough preparation, isn't it?
It's not easy. They do a great job. You know, they really obviously spent a lot of time in the offseason understanding how they wanted to attack teams this year, and it's shown. You know, their personnel fits their scheme really well, and they've had a lot of success. And obviously the coordinators had a lot of success at Buffalo and San Francisco doing these similar things with quarterbacks. And so it's a great challenge for our whole team.
Are you excited? Are you excited to see what AJ can do when he's fully healthy?
Of course. Yeah, I am. I think everybody's excited to see AJ. I know AJ is excited to get back out there and get a chance. All the hard work he's put in to rehab and get himself back. And it's still an ongoing process. You know, it's really his first full week of getting to practice and going a chance to compete. And I'm sure it feels different to him, but we're all excited for him to get the opportunity.
Is this a good window for y'all and as a franchise to kind of see what he can do, not just this year, but moving forward as well?
I think it's a great window for us to try to get a win. You know, we're getting guys back healthy, and you know, that's what we intend him to come out here and do is give us another weapon and help us go win our first game.
How do you simulate Jackson? I mean, do you have like Wilson running Jackson? I mean, how many guys do you have that run a 4.35? I mean, it's like, how do you simulate that guy? You can't practice.
Joe's volunteering. Joe wants to take some scout team reps. No, it is that's part of the test. You know, is your guys got to be disciplined and understand sometimes the speed of the practice in which it happens isn't necessarily what it's going to feel like in the game. So you got to make sure you're really detailed with your fits and the leverage you're playing with, and so guys got to take that to the practice field and really set the standard high this week.
Just a couple more.
Do you have a number of snaps in mind for AJ, or does that change based on
We do.
how he reacts?
No, we do. Probably not something I'm going to share, but we certainly have a plan for him of how we want to utilize him in this game.
You have to protect him from himself. I mean, he's a guy that if he goes, he wants to go 65.
I'm sure he will, but we'll have a good plan in place all week, and he'll have an understanding what it is and give ourselves the best chance to be successful.